right, welcome back to Market Day Report. Thank you very much for tuning us in. Let's make sure that you've got an idea about what's been going on out there. We'll start with that corn market. If I click on corn, it comes up because that's technology for you, right? What do we have happening in Chicago? That corn pit, which I stood in for a number of years for the penance of my life. Let's see, December, corn down 3 3/4 cents. This is where it was the last time we checked. 484.5. We're a quarter off the lows, but it's only a 4-cent range. So we're just plumbing the depths there. 484 3/4. Now we just ticked up a quarter. Nothing going on since the last time we checked. There were 3.5 cents lower. That's D's corn in Chicago. All right, now soybeans. I used to go to the soy meat pit every now and again. Didn't hang out there a lot. But that one's bleeding a little bit lower, but it's still higher in the day, but we've given back some of the gains. That's the best way to put that. 3.5 cents higher in no beans. 1267 3/4 is last. That's 13.5 cents off the lows. I think we set a new low overnight, and only 6 cents from the highs. So that'll give you an idea where we sit. That's soybeans 3.5 cents higher, and that's the NOV. The price 1267 3/4. Let's go over to the Chicago wheat market and see that's 15.5 cents lower. 557 1/4, about a couple cents off the lows. And we're, I don't know, I'm going to call that 17 cents from the highs. So that's going to give you an idea about what that range is doing, right? So it's, I don't know, about a 19-cent range. 557 1/4 last there. That's D's wheat in Chicago down 15.5 cents. Not a bad range, but we're at the wrong end of it, I think. That's what I'd like to say. 14 cents lower in hard red wheat in Kansas City. That's D's. 672 is last, 4 cents from the lows. 14 3/4 cents from the highs. So that'll give you an idea about it. It's almost a 19-cent range as well. And again, we're almost at we are at the wrong end of it. But we're down 14 cents. That's the hard red in Kansas City. That's December. The price is 672. Spring wheat, Minneapolis. Let's take a look at that. It's not down as much. 7.5 cents lower, but we had been about 5 cents lower than this earlier. 7.5 cents lower. We're 5 cents from the lows and about 9 cents from the highs, 8.5, 9 cents from the highs. So that's about a 14-cent range. I'll call that 13.5, 14 cents. And we're kind of right in the middle of it, I suppose. 7.5 cents lower. That's spring wheat. D's 723.5 is last there. Cotton, that's been heavy all day too. We got 146 points lower, and that D's cotton 85.55 points off the lows of the day. So let's bring in our next guest analyst. That's going to be Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading. I think he's coming to us from Valparaiso, Indiana. He's not traveling around right now. Tommy, thanks for being on the show. Anything jump out at you? Anything you want to get off your chest? Have at it. The floor is yours.
Scotty, you're really opening yourself up to a lot there.
Too much. Yeah,
phones are quiet. Watching your weather forecast there, a lot of America is wide open for people to go harvest. We do have those rains coming in, and there are some people are going to get soaked up there, lower Minnesota, upper Iowa. So they're running full bore, really worried about getting those beans in. We're probably crossing the halfway mark of harvest with beans. We are probably more than 50% harvested. We definitely will be in the next few days. That tends to make the seasonal low, both in the cash markets and the futures markets. Now, seems like I'm looking in the screen and talking to everyone like they're little kids, like we're about ready to go on the playground, but these are seasonal markets. And when the markets explode during the summer and it looks like they're going to go up forever, those are times to sell. And when we have the most supply we're ever going to have for next year, those are times for people to buy who want to speculate. China, the end user, people who are crushing soybeans to make soybean oil and meal. And so there's two people out there, someone who wants to buy low and someone who wants to sell high. Unfortunately, I think what we're seeing is not enough people sold high. Credit to your show and others that I had 4 people call the last week and open an account and said they didn't have enough sold. They're not going to pay for storage and they'd like to buy it back on paper. Like you'd stated, you were in the corn options pit. You understand how that works, right? So what's something someone can do that they could write a check and not have to write another one after that and still own the upside, a call option, call spread, something like that. Also had a client call, and he's going to get involved in insurance products in the cattle, and that's interesting too, as that market becomes very dynamic. And we'll talk about cattle on the next thing. But before we go on break, people are definitely starting to figure out the math of how much it costs to carry a soybean at the elevator, aka pay for storage, and the math of how much it costs to store corn. And they're going to have to meet their banker in the next few months, and we're going to see if they're going to pay a lot of interest or pay down interest. Back to you, my friend.
All righty, we're going to go away. That's a good point. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. We're going to come back right after this. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the other side of that ledger. That's going to be the livestock, our four-legged friends. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on in Chicago in that live cattle board. I'll bring that up, and we've got a D's board that's off. Not a lot, 32 cents. 185.02 is last there. We're about 5 cents off the low of the day. And about what? $1.30 off the high of the day. So there you go. We're at the low, almost setting new lows there. So 5 cents off the low of the day. We're 30 cents lower on the day. So that'll give you an idea. Live cattle steady, a little bit easier, but just right on the lows as we speak. That's Deese, by the way, 185.05. Let's look at the feeders and see what they look like. Well, I tell you, I guess it's not bad. I mean, we're 47 cents higher in November. We'll take that. 250 spot 12, right? And that's just about, well, I don't know. I'm going to call that 30 cents from the lows-ish. So it's not a lot going on there. As you go out the deferreds, though, you start to lose a little bit. We're off 2 cents in the Jan and 65 in March. So 55 cents higher in the Nov. That's double nickels in the old days on the floor. 250 spot 20 is last there. Lean hogs, what do they got in store for us? They're a little lower in that D's contract, 82 cents lower to be exact. 71.65 is last, and that's only about, what, 27 cents from the lows, so that'll give you an idea about what's been happening in the lean hogs. Let's get back to our guest analyst. It's Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. They just gave me the 1 minute left in the period signal. What do you got for us?
Well, what happened over the weekend was very serious with Israel. Study history, it goes back a few thousand years. Believe it or not, that could affect the cattle market, the hog market.
I agree.
Did you see oil shoot up? That's going to leave less money in the consumer's pocket. And then, to be honest with you all, and look right in the camera and tell you the truth, which I love to do, wars make people lose confidence, and you're going to see a lot of risk off the next few weeks. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. Not that anyone emailed me or called me on the red phone, but I studied enough history and watched enough YouTube to now be a Middle Eastern expert over the weekend. It's going to get ugly out there, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm worried about the supply chains. Obviously, worried about what oil could do to the economy because, it's not moving yet. But as you said, this thing's going to be a slow burn. And nobody knows how long it's going to be. And we've got PPI and CPI. Don't forget, we've got that going on this week. So we'll see. Lots to worry about. Lots to make you nervous and shake, right? My dad used to say that all the time. Those soybean traders kind of vibrated because they were always nervous. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much. Tommy Grisafi is with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso. I'll bring it back here and throw it back over to Suzanne.
Thank you, Scott. A lot of anticipation for these reports.
Yeah, well, we need the information to see what the economy's doing.
Yeah, thank you.